Hello everybody, it's Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com. I'm so glad you guys could join me today. I've got a really fun project for you. We're going to create a memory album. Now what is unique about this little memory album is that it is created with, wait for it, clear envelopes. Yes, and some designer series paper. It's super easy to do. Fun little project. This could be a brag book for the grands. This could be an autograph book. I decided to create a travel book today. So this little album is going to hold some great memories from a recent trip that I took to Greece. So I'm going to show you how to create the book. So I say we head over to the table and let's get started. All right, this little album is so much fun to make. You're going to choose your favorite designer series paper. I chose the See a Silhouette designer series paper today. And to start, you're going to need to cut a piece of this designer series paper at 5 7/8 by 12. So almost half, a little less than half. And you're going to do that with all 6 sheets. You're then going to take those 6 pieces and you'll cut them down 4 by 3/8 by 5 7/8. And that's going to give you 12 sheets of the designer series paper. And then you're going to have some pieces left over. And you're going to want to take one of those leftover pieces and we're going to cut that down into a 1.5 by 5 inch and a 1 3/4 by 5 inch. Again, it's all about saving our designer series paper. The other scraps you can use for another project. I chose this pattern. I'm going to show you something really fun with that in a minute. The cover for our album is going to be in rich raspberry. I have this cut at 4 3/4 by 9 inch, and then I scored it at 7/8 of an inch and 1 3/4 of an inch. You're also going to need just a little piece, just a little scrap here of rich raspberry, 1/4 inch by 5 inch. A piece of Night of Navy. This is 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. And a piece of Whisper White, 4 1/4 by 5 inch. You're going to need a dozen of the clear envelopes. These are our medium envelopes from Stampin' Up. And to tie mine up, I decided to go with the crushed curry crinkled ribbon. I love this. Now, I can't give you an exact measurement because it is going to vary, but you're probably going to need about 20 to 25 inches of the ribbon. All right, let's start. So I have taken all 12 pieces of my designer series paper and I've put them in one of our clear envelopes. Remember, like I said, they're double-sided. This way we can enjoy both sides of the paper, but we're actually going to enjoy it twice because we have 12 sheets. So I've got those all together. Now what I want to do is peel off the backing. I'm going to line it up with my next envelope, lay that together, and press it. All right, so now you can see that's attached together. I'm going to repeat that, so we'll take the next one, line it up, give it a press. I think you can see where I'm going. These are all going to be attached together. Let me go ahead and repeat that with all of these. All right, there you can see they are all attached together. I have not taken off the strip on the back, but now we're ready to put it into our album. So I'm going to take off that last strip on the back. I'm going to lay it. You can see I kind of want to make sure everything's centered up on all 3 sides. It's going to tuck right inside the score line there. I can give that a press. All right, that is now attached, but you know what? I really need to make sure that's going to hold. So we are going to punch some holes here in the side and use that ribbon to hold it together. You can use an office punch, or if you have a crocodile, you can use that. If you do use an office punch, you might have to punch these holes through all the clear envelopes before you put it together. But I'm going to punch a hole. I'm probably about 1.5 inches from that end and 1.5 inches from this end. Now, I do want to point out, you notice I was right up against that score line. And you can see here, that's where the holes are punched. All the way through the clear envelopes, all the way through the back. All right, we're going to bring in that ribbon. And as I said, I'm just going to leave it here on the spool. So we're going to run this through and bring it back through the opposite side. And now let's just tie that in a bow. And at this point, now we can trim it down. All right, looking quite beautiful, I must say. But we're going to add a cover. And that's where this Night of Navy is going to come into play. So this little flap, and you may be wondering why the flap? Well, that's going to allow my book to be able to fold open and be able to kind of lay flat. We don't want to be fighting that. Now I'm going to take Night of Navy, and you can see I've just got the flap open, and then I'm going to adhere this down. You can use tear and tape or the multi-purpose glue, whichever one makes you happy. You know what? Let's make it nice and easy today. We'll go with our multi-purpose glue. I like using the multi-purpose glue because it does give me the opportunity to move that navy around if I need to. But I can just open that up. There we go. Now you can see I have that lined up here on the edge. All right, that's looking nice. Now let's decorate. I thought for the cover, I wanted to use the matching stamp set with that designer series paper, and that's the Silhouette Scenes. This has been one of my favorites. We have the words inspire, forever, and adventure. Well, I thought for a photo album, adventure would be just perfect. You remember those 2 pieces of designer series paper? Let's take the 1.5 by 5 inch. I'm going to save my 1 3/4 for the front. I'm going to place the word adventure on that designer series paper, run that through my die cutting machine so that I get this. Isn't that so pretty with that pattern? I loved it, very ombre. So the other remaining piece, I'm going to adhere this to the bottom of my Whisper White. And you can see I'm going to use the opposite pattern with that little strip of the rich razzleberry. We're going to cover up the seam. So to adhere that, I'm going to put some multi-purpose glue here in the corner of my silicone mat. I've got a piece of Stampin' Sponge. I keep reusing this one. It's about 1/6. So I cut a Stampin' Sponge into 6 pieces. And I want to get plenty of glue on there. And then I'm just going to tap this onto my word adventure. It's a delicate die cut, so be very careful with it. But I'm telling you, this technique really sticks. All right, let's take our word adventure. And now let's add that right here to our Whisper White, just above that rich razzleberry. Okay, give that a nice little back rub. Now you see why I love that ombre so much. All right, little stamping. Oh, before we do, I do want to take that sponge, that gluey sponge, keep it in an airtight container. That way I can keep reusing it. To stamp, I'm going to use a Night of Navy ink pad. I have the sentiment, life was meant for good friends and a great adventure. Fabulous, like I said, for a wonderful little travel album, right? All right, we're going to stamp this right up here in the corner. And now we'll add that to the front of our album. And our album is ready to go. Now you might go, oh Connie, so many patterns, so much going on. Well, let me tell you how this is gonna work. Get creative with what's gonna go on inside your card. So this could be a great spot for journaling. So my little journaling piece, very simple. My Whisper White is 2.5 by 4. My cardstock is 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. I can simply slide out. These are very easy to take in and out. I could maybe put this here and a photo here. And once you've adhered that, that just slides right back into your album. Here you might add a photograph, you might add a postcard you picked up, some little memorabilia from your trip. But now we have 24 places that we can add memories from any trip. And I think this is just such a fun little project. I hope that you enjoyed the project today, guys. This was a lot of fun to create. And boy, it went together awfully quick. And of course, any designer series paper, any color cardstock, any color ribbon is going to work beautifully with this project. So you could maybe create a nice little wedding album. Maybe if you had a family member get married and you wanted to have the photos that you could share with friends. This is a really fun little project. I hope you're going to give it a try. Now, if you want more information about the project, a lot of measurements going on there, right? Let me share with you where you can find all the details. Head over to simplysimplestamping.com. Just look for the September 5th, 2019 blog post. That's where I'll have the details about the album. I'll have photos and, as I said, all the measurements and everything that you need right there. And if you'd like to order any of the supplies to create the album, I've got a complete supply list. And to order, just click a pick. That's all you need to do. Just click the pic. It'll take you straight to my online store and you can order any and all of the items that you need to create the album. Well, my friends, thank you again so much for being here today. If you enjoyed the video today, do me a favor. A thumbs up is always appreciated there on YouTube. They're right down there. You can click the thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, this is a great day to do it. There's a big red subscribe button up there. Click it and YouTube will let you know whenever I'm back with a new video. That's all for me, everybody. Have a fabulous day and we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.